Hey everybody, welcome back to Gamertonic. So the other day I was doing my upcoming game research when I noticed something that had been making waves. God Save Birmingham. Now I'm a huge fan of the zombie genre, and on first watch I thought it was a fantastic idea and setting. But there was something off, with the smooth camera movements, scripted events, and just general feel. In the back of my head I could hear a thought saying, this looks like the day before. Remember that? The trailer that had everyone hyped? Most wishlisted game on Steam, until it turned out to be a total scam. Trailers like this can be misleading, scripted footage that's never actually in the game, so we're going to have a look at this in more depth. Is this a real game, a scam, or just a poor marketing decision? I don't want this video to be really negative, so I'll start with what I liked about it. I like survival games in general. Being able to forage for your own food and cook is a really nice touch. You have to eat to survive, and at one point the character damages his leg by falling too far onto a table, and I like these little details. Things like breaking down furniture for supplies is also a really nice aspect, and it makes having to survive a lot more impactful. I also really like the design. I think they did a fab job at getting a real gritty peasant all hope is lost feel, and the zombies look really good too. And what I will say is, in the trailer, the guy's reaction to pretty much anything is absolutely spot on.
Oh, God. No.
Not another one? Oh, for God's sake.
It's really giving I don't have time for this vibes, and I'm all about that. Now on to the rest. Let's have a look at the company who's making it. The game is published by Kakao Games and its developer Ocean Drive. They're responsible for titles like Section 13, Lost Eidolons, and Dropkick Navy. Their games have a fairly positive reception, and they don't shy away from their production processes. They've been fairly transparent on their devlog. The company looks legitimate, so what else has got people talking? Other than the fact it's set in Birmingham? So firstly, it's the trailer. The video shows the main character making their way through modern day, 14th century Birmingham, where your character goes around showing various fighting mechanics, moving objects to advance the plot like moving a chair to get into an attic, looting and generally interacting with their environment. The trailer is by no means bad, and quite frankly when I first saw this I was pretty excited, but the movement of the character and the zombies brings up some red flags for me. The character moves really slow, and all the actions in the trailer seem way too scripted, and yes, while gameplay trailers are scripted by nature, it just seemed odd, like the zombies seem to be delaying attacks in order for the guy to slip through, which is a detail in the day before that was very noticeable. Another red flag is the fight mechanic. When the character is attacked in the trailer, the zombies seem to come out of nowhere. When he runs into a room to kill one of them, there's no others about that you can see, other than a very slow shambling horde, but then out of nowhere he gets sneak attacked by one when there wasn't anything in the room that at least I could see, and they don't exactly move very fast. And then again, using a bridge to make a path, a clever mechanic which has really good potential, but then he removes it and the zombie just kind of ragdolls down. It doesn't look great, and I'm very understanding when it comes to a game not being ready yet, but the phrase first impressions count really rings true here. Overall, the trailer looks fairly polished. Mostly. But in an age where AI trailers with no real gameplay are leaking through into our world, seeing isn't always believing anymore. Something else that has worried a few people is the wording on their Steam page, which reads, "Doom has come to Birmingham, and you are the last soul alive. Survive an undead plague in a painstakingly recreated medieval market town. Manage your needs, master physical-based mechanics, and evade the horde for as long as you can." And this would make you assume that you are quite literally the only person around, which begs the question, will there be NPCs, or are we going to encounter another Fallout 76? Add the section down below, the early access version of the game will contain about 1/4 of the entire town, with the rest coming between now and full release. Now, regardless on how you feel about early access, I'll be honest, I don't like this. For a while now, the excuse of a game being early access in order to release an unfinished game has been spreading like a plague. And sometimes timelines and budgets don't really give you a choice upon release, but having only 1/4 of your game playable in early access, I can't tell if it's brutal honesty or a red flag at this point. And from their other games and their devlogs, they don't really seem to have the same feel or language to them. It almost seems like this game in particular is something very ambitious for the studio and something that they're really challenging themselves on, and this wording may be something that they do to cover their own back, so to speak. So is it a scam? Not exactly, but it is a bit sus. The zombie game lover in me wants to believe this is just a string of poor marketing decisions that don't show their project in the best light, because as a concept, it's a fantastic one. But the last big game scam is still prevalent in many people's minds, and that was hugely successful. So like many games on the radar right now, only time will tell. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Are you excited? Do you think it's a scam, or do you think it's something real? Don't forget to subscribe and like for more like this, and I'll see you next time.